家好. I welcome you to Jade Palace Yamingo. My name is Yaya. What's a better way to celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival than with mooncakes? Today's going to be so much fun, so let's get started. Traditional mooncakes, 月饼, are made with a sweet and dense pastry skin, and the center is filled with a paste made from either lotus seed, sesame, or red beans. But in the recent years, there's different types of mooncakes that have gained a lot of popularity. Snowskin. Snowskin mooncakes, 冰皮月饼, don't require baking like traditional mooncakes. These type of mooncakes came from Hong Kong around the 1960s and have been gaining popularity ever since. Traditional mooncakes use lard, lotus seed paste, and salted egg yolks, which not only makes it high in oil and sugar content, but not exactly vegetarian friendly. Snowskin mooncakes are less oily, less fatty, and is a great vegetarian alternative. So today, we're gonna be making some snowskin mooncakes. A heads up that there is a lot of prep that goes into making mooncakes. Be prepared for at least 5 hours of prep. But again, the results are so worth the work. A disclaimer that I am not a great cook as seen in my previous cooking videos. So please be safe and use your best judgment. For the custard, you need 6 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 teaspoons of all-purpose flour, half a cup of granulated sugar, 5 large egg yolks, 2 cups of whole milk, 2 tablespoons of butter, and half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. For the skin, you need 1 cup of glutinous rice flour, 1 cup of rice flour, half a cup of cornstarch, 3/4 cup of confectioner's sugar, 1½ cup of whole milk, 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, and half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Optional is your filling flavor, which I use 2 tablespoons of jasmine green tea. We're going to start with the custard, so pour your egg yolks into a large mixing bowl. Break the yolk and mix. In another bowl, pour in your cornstarch, flour, and half of the sugar together. Mix well. In a saucepan, pour in the other half of your sugar and the milk over medium heat. If you want to add in flavoring for your filling, do it now, which is why I put the tea bag into the warm milk for it to steep. Stir occasionally so that the sugar is completely dissolved and that the bottom of the milk does not burn. When the milk has warmed up, add your dry ingredients into your egg yolk. Doing this too early will cause the sugar to change the texture of your egg yolks. Mix until everything is well incorporated and it forms into a nice, even paste. Add your warm milk into the paste a little bit at a time. You don't want to cook your eggs. Temper it slowly. Continue mixing and repeating until all of your milk has been incorporated in. Pour your mixture back into the saucepan over a medium fire and continue to stir. You don't want to stop stirring because the bottom will burn, but stir until the custard thickens. The custard will thicken very quickly, and once it does, add in your butter, your vanilla extract, and again, stir until everything forms into a nice, even paste. Pour your custard into a bowl lined with saran wrap. Cover the custard and set it aside in the fridge for at least 2 hours for it to completely chill. Let's get started on your mooncake skin. In a bowl, add in your glutinous rice flour, and cornstarch. Mix well. Next, add in your confectioner sugar. You should be used to this by now. We continue to mix. In another bowl, mix in your milk, oil, and vanilla extract and stir to mix well. Little by little, we add the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients, mix well, rinse and repeat until we finally get a very runny batter. Fill your pot with water and bring it to a boil. Once the water is boiling, put your batter into the steamer, cover, and wait until it has cooked through. You'll know it is fully cooked when you can stick a chopstick in and pull it out clean. Cut the heat and let it cool down. Scrape the dough from the side of the bowl and mix with your utensil until it forms a rough ball shape. Then transfer it onto a clean working surface. Knead with your hands until it is smooth and has softened up. Then you wrap it up with saran wrap, cover it, and set it aside for it to cool down. So hopefully now that your dough has cooled down and your filling is nicely chilled, let's get started. So you can make the filling the night before. I made this last night and I left it in the fridge overnight so that it's nice and chilled. You can technically do it with the dough as well, but personally I really recommend making the dough the day of so that it's nice and soft and pliable. If you put it in the fridge, the dough tends to get a little bit more tough. So let's start with the dough. You can leave the dough as is and take off chunks of the dough as you go. But personally, I really enjoy separating the dough into equal sized pieces or little balls just so that the mooncakes are more uniform. So we're going to do that. So let's take it off the flow. And you kind of do want to leave it inside the saran wrap a little bit just so that it doesn't dry out. And make sure your hands are clean. So let's just take chunks off the dough. So personally, I say around this size of a ball. Okay, so now that we finished separating the dough into equal sized portions, let's get started on the mooncakes. As I said, make sure to keep your dough covered just so they don't dry out. So we're just going to put it like this and put it to the side. So you take a piece of your dough and you flatten it. You want it semi-thin but not too thin. You want it thin enough that you can incorporate your filling, but also at the same time you don't want it so thin that it breaks through. So you take a little bit of your filling, so around this much, and you just put it in the middle. You can wear gloves. I depend on how gooey your filling is. Mine's a little bit more gooier than preferred, but you can wear gloves. I kind of regret not wearing gloves now. But anyways, you close your skin and make sure that your filling does not go out. So we're just going to do it like that. We're just going to make sure that the skin is closed. And we press. There we go. Look at that. Look at that mooncake. It looks great. So let's just keep on making some. Traditionally, we actually don't use these stamps. These are more of a modern invention. Traditionally, we use these wooden ones, and they would be hand carved and passed down the family. And so sometimes your mooncake modes can be at least 100 years or older. And if you maintain them well, they can last many, many more generations. But now we use the hand stamped ones for convenience. And also the best thing about these hand stamped ones is that they have all these different types of styles and designs that you can change them out with. So storing Snowskin mooncakes can be a little bit tricky because unlike traditional mooncakes which are baked, you kind of can't leave them out. You can freeze them and eat them frozen, kind of like mochi ice cream. But if you do take them out to thaw, it's really recommended that you eat them the same day and do not refreeze. If you don't freeze them, you can store them in an airtight container inside the refrigerator. But remember that this does make the mooncakes a little bit hard when you want to eat them. So what you can do is that you can steam them before eating or put them in the microwave with a wet paper towel on top. And what you can sometimes do, I like closing them kind of like what you do with a bao. It looks like a baozi. But just keep in mind that when you do it this folding way, the bottom is definitely going to be a lot thicker. It's not an even distribution of filling to skin on top and on the bottom. But it does close it a lot better. They're looking amazing and I'm super excited. And because I used a jasmine tea filling, it smells so great. I love the smell of tea. I love the smell of any tea. And so I was super excited to find out that, oh my gosh, you can make like tea flavored mooncakes. Like I've seen people make matcha flavored. I've seen the boba milk tea ones. So I was really excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, because one of my favorite teas is jasmine green tea. So I was like, yes. As long as you steep the tea with the milk when you make the custard, it's perfect. So now that we made a few, let's just continue until the whole batch is gone. And that's it. You just made yourself some Snowskin Mooncakes. And remember, mooncakes are meant to be shared. You're not supposed to just pop them in your mouth. You're supposed to cut them into portions and share them with your families or loved ones. That being said though, I'm too excited for these. It's so good. Okay, the skin is so soft, it actually really reminds me of mochi. And the filling, because remember, I love jasmine green tea and I put a lot of green tea in there. So it's actually a really strong jasmine flavor, but it's also so light and floral at the same time. I really recommend this recipe, so please try it if you can and let me know how it turns out. I have a Teespring if you'd like to support my channel. I have a lot of super cute designs that I'm really proud of, so please check it out if you can. Link is in the description below. So what do you guys think? What are your feelings about this recipe? Do you like traditional mooncakes or snowskin mooncakes? Leave a comment down below because I would like to know. Also, please leave a comment if you can. It really does help out small channels like mine. You can also let me know what topics you would like to see me cover in the future. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to Jade Palace Yamingong. I would very much appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Happy Mid-Autumn Moon Festival! 中秋节快乐！再见啦！